Welcome to the Wrestling Stable Show, where you don't join, you're chosen. Today is Monday, June 29th, 2020. This weekend on Major League Wrestling, the MLW Anthology series continued as they featured CONTRA unit. They, of course, are the International Dealers of Violence. Simon Gotch, you may remember from WWE, as he was one half of the Vaudevillains, along with Aiden English. They held the NXT Tag Team Championships and also worked for the main roster for over a year. On April 5th, 2017, it was announced that Simon Gotch had been officially released from his WWE contract. He filmed some promos and even debuted in Ring of Honor under the name Simon Grimm. In 2018, Simon revealed that WWE had dropped the trademark to the Simon Gotch name, and he started using the name in independent promotions shortly after. In early 2018, Gotch began wrestling for Major League Wrestling. Shortly afterwards, he joined Tom Lawler's faction, Team Filthy, which included Lawler and Fred Yehi. He started holding the Simon Gotch Prize Fight Challenge, daring anyone to last 5 minutes in an exhibition match with him without being pinned or submitting. Gotch eventually turned on Tom Lawler and even faced him in a no ropes, no disqualification match, which was won by Lawler. Gotch lost to Ace Romero in his first ever loss during a Simon Gotch Prize Fight Challenge on January 2nd, 2019. Soon after the CONTRA unit was formed, Joseph Samael and Jacob Fatu assisted Gotch in his attack of the man who broke the Simon Gotch Prize Fight Challenge, Ace Romero. The trio attacked and laid out Low Key and Filthy Tom Lawler. The International Dealers of Violence used fireballs, spikes, and their numbers to terrorize and destroy the MLW roster. The Samoan smashing machine, Jacob Fatu, is the nephew of Rikishi. His father is Sam Fatu, who competed in the World Wrestling Federation as Tama and the Tonga Kid. Umaga was his uncle, and the Usos are his cousins. In 2019, he joined Major League Wrestling. Jacob Fatu beat Filthy Tom Lawler to win the MLW World Championship on July 6, 2019. The first match we saw on MLW Anthology this week featured CONTRA unit versus the Strong Hearts. January 20 in New York City. Representing CONTRA unit was Simon Gotch, Joseph Samael, and the MLW World Champion Jacob Fatu. Representing Strong Hearts was El Lindemann, Erie, and Shima. The early parts of the match saw all three members taking their turns beating down Lindemann until he could tag out to Erie. At one point, all three members of Strong Hearts were in the ring trying to take out Fatu and take him off his feet. We saw amazing strength from the much smaller Lindemann hitting a bridging suplex on Fatu. But Fatu eventually hit the jump up moonsault on Shima for the 1, 2, 3 and the win for CONTRA unit. Selena De La Renta's hand-picked star, L.A. Park, won a shot at the World Championship at last year's Battle Riot. He cashed in November 2019 in Chicago, Illinois. Our main event match for the week was Jacob Fatu versus L.A. Park for the MLW World Heavyweight title. This happened at Saturday Night Super Fight. L.A. Park at this time was undefeated in MLW. In this match, Selena distracted the referee, but it backfired on her client as Joseph Samael was able to come in and bust open L.A. Park with a spike behind the referee's back. L.A. Park wears a mask, obviously, but the blood started to pour down his head where Samael ripped his mask from his face. The two brawled it out into the audience for a few minutes. Fatu eventually got busted open himself from the forehead, and L.A. Park took off his weight belt to whip the champion. At that point, L.A. Park's mask was almost completely ripped off. Now, Fatu is a 300-pound man. In the span of 60 seconds, he hit both a whisper in the wind from the top rope onto LA Park on the inside and ran and jumped off the top rope and corkscrewed his body to take out LA Park on the floor. Fatu missed a moonsault, but when Park went to cover Samael, he got to a 2 count. And then, when he went to pin Fatu, he got to a 2 count, but Samael shot a fireball into the referee's face. Selena got into the ring and argued with Samael in front of a table that was set up in the corner. She slapped Samael, and then he moved out of the ring as a charging LA Park speared Selena through the table. Fatu hit a super kick and elevated Samoan drop to take LA Park to the ground. He then hit the jump up moonsault for the 1, 2, 3 and to retain the MLW World Championship. Savio Vega also had a message for Richard Holiday on this week's episode. He has challenged him to come to Puerto Rico and put his Caribbean Championship on the line. He called Holiday a chump and challenged him to face him at Roberto Clemente Stadium. Holiday said that Savio is just jealous and that he is the most dynastic Caribbean champion the world has ever seen. MLW Underground finally returns July 11th. And next week, we will see the spotlight on Ross and Marshall Von Erich on MLW Anthology. Visit us next week on Monday for a full recap of that episode. And thank you so much for checking out Wrestling Stable, where you don't join, you're chosen. See you tomorrow.